Hello there and welcome to another live stream. So I'm doing some free mediumship readings and also some paid questions. So if you'd like a free mediumship reading, give a shout in chat and I'll see whoever I'm drawn to from chat. I can't guarantee who comes through, but we'll get started. So if you do want a paid tarot question as well, you can do for £5 or $5. The link to my website and also the PayPal is in the pinned comments. But I'm also doing the free mediumship readings as well. So if you'd like a free mediumship reading, give a shout, and I'm also doing some paid tarot questions. Hello there, Eagle. Would you like a free mediumship reading today? Or a paid tarot question? Yeah, I'll try and get through whoever I can today. See if I can get any to come through. But please just give me a yes, no, or I don't know. Don't try and give me any details other than that. Sometimes it'll be people that will come through that you don't know, so it's always best to kind of ask just for confirmation. So. Eagle, can you understand that somebody either like living or who has passed on used to love lizards? Like, I mean, like pet lizards. Like they had a like affinity for lizards, or like having pet lizards. Like they like pet lizards. Just give me a yes or a no. Like this person like really, really loved lizards. The same way somebody would be like a dog person. This person was like a lizard person. Like they wouldn't really care about like having other pets, but like lizards were their thing, were their jam. Just by asking for any other information. I'm getting like a wedding ring, but I'm getting like somebody like trying to like wiggle the wedding ring out. Like this person like although I do feel like they were married, it's like sorry, no, they weren't married, but there was somebody that was trying to get them married or wanted them to get married. And it was almost like they were before they even got the wedding ring on, they were trying to wiggle it off. They were trying to remove it. Like they did not like the idea of marriage at all. Like, this was definitely somebody who avoided the concept of marriage, and it was more to do with like them feeling trapped. Like, the idea of marriage trapped them. But I don't feel like they actually went ahead with the marriage. It was either like they got proposed to, or they got somebody that said like, I want you to get married, and they kind of avoid the concept of marriage. I do feel like though it was somebody like trying to get them married, like another member of the family was trying to get them married off. Can you understand that at all? Hello there, Sir Blue. I'm just trying to get the message attached to that, because I definitely feel like this person was quite strong-willed. I do feel like their like throat was compressed a lot. Like, a lot of the time, like, they had other people around them, like, trying to compress their thoughts, their feelings, like what they had to speak. So they had to work quite hard at actually be able to like express themselves, because other people around them would try to repress them. So it's almost like this marriage thing was like not just one thing, it was like multiple. Like, it was a major one, but them being repressed into this marriage, or being repressed into the idea of marriage, should I say, they had to deal with it a lot, and it took a lot of strength for them to kind of speak up and push back against it. I'm trying to get the message for you, and I feel like the message is you don't always have to follow the norm. Like, you don't always have to follow normality. Like, you don't always have to follow what other people said, or what other people think you should do or live with their life. Like, they had other people thinking that the best thing for them would be to get married, and they had to go against that because it really wasn't the best thing for them. It was what other people perceived them to be the best thing for them, if you know what I mean. Like, other people perceived it to be the best thing for them, but it really wasn't the best thing that could happen for them. And they are really glad that they did speak up for themselves. I feel like they had to pick their battles a lot though. There was definitely a lot of like, they wanted to say more, or they wanted to express themselves more freely, but they had to pick their battles. I do feel like it was like almost like they were dependent, or they were like, they didn't have much choice in the matter. They couldn't just go, I'm fed up of you, I'm just going to move away or something. It was something they would have liked to have done, but I don't feel like they could have put as much space between them to stop these other people interfering. I do feel like it's a family member as well. Like, there's a tie with a family member as well within this. But family... And the message here has come through is family isn't always blood. You know, as in like, you don't have to have somebody being a family member for them to be blood. They don't have to be blood to be a family member, should I say. And I feel like what they're trying to say to you as well is the fact that they did kind of start to forge their own family in later life. So like, through friendships, through people they dealt with, they started to forge that in later life, from outside of like physical, biological family. And it's the knowledge of like who cares for you. Like, they picked the people who cared for them the most, rather than necessarily the people who were closest to them in blood, because those were the people that were trying to like more force them down routes that they didn't want to go. And so they actually forged family through friendships, through kindness, through people that actually cared about them. And just to have the knowledge that you can do that the same, you can forge... I don't feel like you have to like obviously let go of your biological family or anything like that, but it's like you can forge a wider net of family through those friendship bonds as well. Don't feel like you're just stuck with just the family you have, because it's definitely something that they had forged in later life. I do feel like they're coming around you more and more to almost like a little bit live vicariously through you. And this is like they are trying to come towards you and trying to help you with that, so you can come towards it in a better, more positive direction. But I hope you can understand that, Eagle. But please do let me know if you want me to clarify anything though. I'm finding it a little bit difficult to connect to them a little bit, but I feel like that's more to do with me because I haven't done the mediumship on YouTube for a while. Hello there, Sir Blue. Hello there, Kitty Cat Black. I'm doing some free mediumship readings today. And I'm doing some paid tarot. So is there anything else who would like a mediumship reading? Just shout me in chat if you do. Oh, no problem. I'm glad that helped you. Yeah, I felt like there were definitely somebody that was quite repressed, and it's like they were quite strong to kind of fight against it. But they're definitely coming in with love and support. Particularly support. I feel like they're more of a person of action, if that makes sense. Like a person who would take action. Lola, can I come to you, please? I know you just asked for one. I just immediately want to say to you, sunflowers. Like, there's this brightness. You know, like, sunflowers are bright and, like, light and spring. I know it's springtime right now and it's quite bright outside, but there's this, like, carefreeness. There's this, like... I always want to say angelic. I don't like that term, but, like, I want to say angelic. I feel like this person was a woman and they had, like, an angelic kind of aura to them. And it's just this warmness as well. And I just want to say sunflowers, like, they just want to give you sunflowers. And they had this personality. Please do let me know a yes or a no, just in chat if you understand it. They had this carefreeness about them. That, like, when they walked into a room, it wasn't like they were walking into a room, it was like they were gliding. They were just gliding with this brightness. I do feel like they were quite older when they, like, passed away, though. This was, like, an elderly person who passed away. I don't feel like it was like they were young. I feel like it was, like more natural causes, that kind of thing. I do feel like it was an elderly person, but they're not showing me as elderly. They're not showing me as elderly, though. And please do let me know if you can understand this, Lola. Just give me a yes or no. But yeah, I feel like this person, although they were elderly, they didn't act elderly. They had quite a carefree, quite a young personality, quite a jovial, jokey personality. I don't feel like they really kind of like winded anybody up, but they were more like they would have a joke. They would have like almost like a childlike innocence. You know, like how like kids will sometimes joke and laugh and play about, that kind of thing. Like quite a jokey kind of jovial attitude. Definitely not the person who would play tricks on people, though. I do want to clarify that, though. They weren't the person that would play tricks, because that would come off as too mean. But they were the kind of person that would be like, yeah, let's sneak an extra slice of cake. You know, that kind of naughtiness of like, oh, let's, like, you know, like if you ever had a relative who'd be like, oh, your mum said you can't have cake before tea time, before like you have dinner, but we're going to just sneak some candy, you know, like that kind of thing, like sneak some cake or something like that. Like they were that kind of jokey, jovial. So like they'll do silly things of going, oh, your mum said you can't have candy because you've had too much candy today, shh, let's not tell her, you know, that kind of thing. I do feel like this is either grandmother or great grandmother kind of thing, like great grandmother or grandmother kind of like sensation here. Definitely like elderly. But the way she's coming back in, like, is like young again. Like, this is like she's coming in showing herself in like late 20s, like 25 or something like that. Although she was elderly when she died, it's like that kind of like age group of like, you know, 20, 25 kind of thing, like that kind of thing. That would have been her like peak, you know, being able to be herself. Like it's when she could run around, she could do dancing, and I feel like that's kind of what she wants to come in and say is like, I'm okay physically now. Like, physically, I'm having the time of my life. I can go out and run around and joke about and have fun. And I almost want to say, like, almost like she wants to kind of take you by the hand and kind of go, like, let's go running. Like, like the stereotypical, like, running through a field of flowers. Like, I feel like that's what she wants to do, is just take you by a hand and just go running through a field of flowers. But, like, having that fun, having that jovialness, having that excitement, like, that's all she wants to do. It's just, like, lead you by the hand on an adventure. And I feel like that's what she's coming in for, because I feel like it's almost like she wouldn't have liked the idea of people sitting around at her funeral crying about her and reminiscing, going, oh, I miss you so much, you know. I don't feel like she doesn't want people to do that. Like, she doesn't want people to sit around and cry about her being gone. Like, that's not her. Like, that wasn't her in life. So she doesn't want to be remembered like that. And it's more like she wants you to remember her in the way she would have acted. So it's kind of like, you know, like you see a nice sweet in the shop, like a nice cake or something in the shop, and you go, oh yeah, I'm going to buy that and eat it, you know. Doing silly little things like that, having fun, having adventures, like that's how she wants to be remembered. So try not to remember in that sadness or that, oh, I miss you because you're gone, that kind of thing. Like, try not to remember her like that. Remember instead in like the kind of moments of joy. Like, if you want to remember her, so like the main message coming in, if you want to remember me through joy, like through adventure, through fun. Remember me like that. Don't remember me as some old lady that couldn't do anything and you're sad because I'm gone. Remember me as the person who would, like, you know, have fun and have adventures and dance and stuff like that. And I do definitely feel like that's the reason why she's bringing in the sunflowers. Partly as well, for me, sunflowers and yellow in general mean happiness and joy. And I do feel like she's coming in here for, like, happiness and joy. I've picked up the moon gemstone here, like the moon. And I do feel like I'm just generally kind of aimed and focused on this because it's all about emotions, but particularly womanly emotions and womanly cycles. There is a cycle for everything. Like, if you go through the pagan tradition, it's like the mother, the maiden, and crow. Like, she never really wanted to move past the maiden kind of perspective of it. She always wanted to hold on to that joy, and she wants you to experience that joy as well. So please do take her love, Lola, and I hope that I hope that kind of resonates with you and gives you a little bit of clarity. But definitely, like, if you take one thing away, go have a little bit of adventure, a little bit of fun. You know, whether it's just buying yourself some flowers or buying yourself a cake. I keep on getting drawn to cake and sweets, though. Like, remember her through that, not through tears and sadness. So, I hope that helps you out, though. Hello there, Purple Rain. Hello there, Sarah Beth. I am doing paid tarot. The mediumship readings are just whatever they want to say, if that makes sense. Like, the mediumship readings are trying to connect with any spirits around you or any spirits in your life, that kind of thing. And it's just basically what they want to say. Occasionally they'll say about your love life, but most of the time it's more of saying hi, how are you kind of thing. But if you want a specific love reading, I am doing as well, but they are tarot readings for £5 or $5. The link to my PayPal and my website is above if you'd like one. Just give me a shout, because I don't always like see the notifications while I'm concentrating. But yeah, if you'd like a paid tarot reading, give me a shout. But I am doing paid love readings, like tarot readings, about love and career and money and stuff. The mediumship readings are free, but the tarot is paid, if that makes sense. Somebody's got a little bit of chaos in the finances, though. Do you want to shout yes in chat if you'd like a free mediumship one? But yeah, tarot's paid, mediumship is free, though. I'm trying to find who I'm meant to be going to. Liz, I feel like I'm drawn to you. I already had like somebody on my back already that like wanted to talk to somebody. I already felt it because I was picking up these gemstones here. So we've got the Moldavite here, and we've got the green aventurine, which is for finances. And I feel like I'm drawn heavily to you, Liz. If that's okay, I can come towards you. Just give me a yes or no in chat if you understand what I'm saying. I feel like there's chaos in your finances. Like your finances are chaos or are being thrown into chaos. But I feel like particularly you're more focused on love and romance. I know we had somebody else asking about love readings, but I feel like your focus is love and romance and like almost like keeping jovial, keeping fun. Like your finances might be going in chaos, but you're more focused on like the love aspect of it. Whoever it is that's coming through for the message for you, I do feel like it's a male. I do feel like it's a male energy, and I feel like they liked like classical music, like older music. And by classical I mean like I feel like 1950s or 1940s, possibly 1930s. Definitely older than the 60s, if that makes sense. I feel like between 1930s and 1950s, I'm not very good. But like, I'm not very good at like the actual genre of the music. But the song I got was like, Let's Face the Music and Dance. And I feel like that genre of like music, I'm terrible at remembering dates, but that genre of music I feel like was them, basically. And I do feel like they were quite dapper. Like, and I do want to use the word dapper. So they were quite like well dressed, they were quite put together. And I do feel like in general, like this person, I do feel like this person was quite a gentleman, but a ladies' man. You know what I mean? Like, he liked the ladies, but in the same breath, they weren't a player. Like, oh yeah, so Arena, I'm doing mediumship as well. But yeah, if you like tarot, you can do via the link in the chat or in the description. But I feel like this person was like properly like, they liked the attention from the ladies, but they didn't like seek it out. It's just they had this like, very charming. I don't want to use the word flirtatious because they weren't trying to like flirt directly with a woman, but like they had a very charming personality that a lot of the women's got a bit close to them. I feel like though they only had eyes for like one lady, like they had their lady and that was it. Like they weren't like trying to play the field. And like they saw them as a goddess. I have no other way to describe that. They were like, they took their breath away. So I feel like this particular lady was the only person they had eyes for, but I feel like on occasion, like, their partner would get a little bit jealous of all these women trying to flock around the man. Though I don't feel like anything ever came of it other than them getting a bit miffed off, and then they would have to chase after them and, you know, buy them some flowers and stuff like that and make amends. But they hadn't actually done anything, if you know what I mean. They hadn't crossed the line. I'm just going to try and get why they're particularly still drawn to this chaos. You did definitely need to remove the chaos from your life financially. It's all well and good being kind of like carefree and well, but you need a little bit of plan of action. I feel like you need that plan of action in place. And I feel like that's what they want to come and kind of help you with, is get that centering, because I almost feel like there was a little bit of Tale of Two Cities with them, because although they're very charming and stuff, there was somebody who had a plan. Yes, they didn't seem like it sometimes, because they implemented this plan effortlessly. They were just like kind of like glide, and everything seemed like it came together, but realistically they did put plans in place for their finances, their career, etc. Very much in control of what was going on, and that's why they're coming in with you, because you need a little bit more focus. And I feel like that's what they need you to do, is try to work on that focus. Particularly make a budget or a list. Make a list of all your outgoings. So literally go through all your bank account statements, that kind of thing. See where all your money's coming out, where all your money's coming in, and then make a budget from there. Possibly even going into like other budgeting kind of like attempts sort of thing, whether it's like literally you have buckets for each thing you pay out, but you need a plan. And I feel like that's where they're coming in here and saying, look, you need a plan of action, because being carefree is all great, but you need that plan of action, and they want to kind of help guide you with that. So take a step back, when you're starting to trying to get a little bit of focus on where you're going with your finances. Take a little bit of moment, take a nice deep breath, have like an hour or so where you're not going to get disturbed by anybody or anything, and then just ask them to come close, and they'll come in and they'll kind of put their hands on your shoulders and kind of give you that help and that guidance to kind of to get that plan in place. But just don't avoid it, because love will come. Like, they never had to seek out lots of women. Like, lots of women came to them. You don't have to seek out love. Love will come to you. But what you do need is a clear plan of action for your finances and control over it. And that'll really help guide you in the few years, next few years sort of thing. Because, good times come, good times go. And having those savings and having that clear plan with your finances will help you a lot in the long run. So I hope you can take that, Liz, and please do take care. I know I just jumped to you, but I felt like that person was quite quite a strong-willed person, like quite a strong energy, and they just did want to give you that support and that help. Oh, okay. I'm glad that resonated with you. But they're definitely trying to help you a little bit from spirit. Thank you for that, by the way. I've just got some paid questions come through. So Shirley, yeah, I'm just going to get to yours now. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was just a little bit concentrating. Was it through PayPal? I think I heard PayPal go off. Yeah, I did want to say like dapper, like quite dapper, like I don't know if that's like I think that's a British old slang word, dapper, but like quite put together kind of thing. Oh yeah, I've got your question now. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Sarah. Yeah, I've got it now. Sorry, I'm just reading it. Sarah Beth, will Kevin and I get back together? And Aldo, could you please have a mediumship reading? I'll try and see if I can get anybody through afterwards. I can't control like if somebody comes through or not. That's the reason why I go to whoever I'm drawn to, but I'll try and see who I can get through. But I can't really control it. So will Kevin and I get back together again romantically? So will you and Kevin get back together romantically? there's a like seriousness with it. You will definitely have communication. So there's definitely, oh sorry, I'm just going to move these out of the way. So there's definitely like going to be communication there. I don't feel like it's over completely. I definitely feel like there will be communication again. The only thing I don't like here is they're not really fully communicating. They're not really sorting things out. They're not really kind of focused on where this is going. With the Hangman though, I do feel like that they are starting to try and have some self-improvement. They are starting to improve themselves, but I almost feel like there's an issue here of being trapped in a cycle. I do feel like that you'll end up like either getting back together or getting back together like just having communication, but I feel like it's more likely actually getting back together and then like it cutting off again. And I just don't like, the reason why I'm struggling with this, I don't like it because it feels like there is a risk here of going through a repeated cycle. So this is more like a repeated cycle of you get together and then you break up. You get together and you break up. I feel like the risk here is that, yes, you may get back together, but it'll be only short term. There'll definitely be contact again with them. Like, you'll definitely get contact again. But whether or not you get together, I feel like it's more dependent on you. So you have two choices in this. Like, yes, you could choose to get back together when they come back around, because they will be approaching you for that. Not just for his friends or not just to kind of clear out karma. They'll definitely be approaching you in a romantic way. But whether you choose to take them up on that, that is different. Yeah, and I feel like that's the issue. I feel like they'll come back around and you'll get back together and then they'll pull away. I feel like there's a lot of immaturity here of them. Like, they haven't really fully learned their lesson of like how to value people or relationships. It's like they coming back around because it's comforting. I feel like it's almost like to do with their career and finances. Like, it's almost like they're coming back around with the tail between their legs. Like, when everything's going great, they think they can take on the world. They think they can have anybody they want and do anything they want. And as soon as that happens, they start acting like a jerk. And they start going, well, why should I focus on you? Why should I try and come towards you? I should just be focused on what I want and what I need. So I feel like there is a risk here of it. Definitely you'll get contact with them again. I definitely say like the best advice with this is just to walk away. Like, get any karmic like you want to get out, like close it off properly when they come back around, and then just walk away to somebody else, because I don't feel like they're going to give you a stable relationship, which is what I don't like about this. I really don't like it. But yeah, and I don't feel like they're going to become the man that you want them to be. I feel like is the issue. They're never really going to become the man that you want them to be. Yes, they will mature a little bit, but they're never going to be the kind of person that you deserve. You know, it's just not who they are. Some people are like here for a season or a reason, and I don't feel like this person can really kind of be that person for you. I hope that helps you out. I hope it gives you a bit of clarity. I know it's a bit of a difficult situation to deal with, but is there anything you want me to clarify before I move on and see what I can gather through mediumship? Like, the difference with mediumship is like, mediumship is just letting whatever spirit wants to come through and talk about what they want, whereas tarot is more directed at the here and now, if that makes sense. You can always ask like questions from a spirit, but they don't always answer you, which is the problem with the mediumship. Like, they don't always want to talk about like your ex-boyfriend or something. Yeah, sometimes they can be a bit harsh with that as well, especially if you get a family member who doesn't approve of that person or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, like, we can grieve for like the what could have been, but at the end of the day, we have to kind of go to ourselves and say, I deserve better than this, and I do deserve like a better relationship. I'm just going to try and see anything I can get through mediumship though. Yeah, I don't ever try and like get to a specific person. Like sometimes you can, but not always. So I'm just going to give you any details that I get coming through. I do feel like this person that's coming through either had throat problems or had some sort of problems with sorry about that, with like their breathing, either like through coughing a lot or throat problems. Like trying to trying to speak became difficult for them, basically. So this is either breathing or literal throat problems. I'm getting more drawn to throat problems though. This is definitely an elderly person when they pass though. And I definitely feel like it is a female though. I feel like as well, like, please give me a yes or no if you understand who this is. Like, don't give me full details, but just give me a yes or no. But I feel like this person actually did have a little bit of eyesight problems as well. Like, before they passed, like, their eyesight was getting worse. Because I am getting, like, I know we're getting, like, the gemstone here for, like, purging. Like, as in, like, removing negativity, which I feel like is for you. But I'm also getting, like darkness, as in, like, starting to lose your eyesight, like your eyesight becoming poorer and poorer and poorer. Oh no, that's no, this is a lady. This is a lady. This is like this is a female, not ladies man. The ladies man was for like Liz, who went already. This is a lady who had sort of problems with her throat or problems with breathing, and they did start to have like eye problems, so like things were starting to go a bit dark for them, as in like when you start to lose your eyesight or you start having problems with your eyesight, sometimes the world can start to get a bit dark, as in like you start being able to not see less. But I definitely feel like it was an elderly lady when they passed. Like, definitely a lot of health concerns and health problems. I know that's kind of, like, vague. So I'm trying to get, like, more detail. I'm finding it harder to get, like, exact details about them. But it does feel like one of the reasons why it's so hard is because they wanted to kind of, like... They were kind of, like, more... hiding away. Like, this was definitely a lady who wanted to hide away a lot and hid away a lot in life. And it's almost like their main refuge in life was their home. So like, not like obsessively cleaning, but like having like knickknacks or having pretty things, having things that they liked around. And it was much more of, it was how they expressed themselves. And it was almost like figurines and stuff like that were like more their world, like their window into the world. Because I do feel like this was much more a quiet person, quite a reserved person. Very softly spoken, though. It was definitely somebody who was married, though. It was definitely a lady who was married. And I do feel like they're married for a very long time. Like, this is like somebody who was married from like when they were like a young kid, something like, as in like, you know, like talking about like 18, 20 sort of thing, that kind of thing, all the way up to like their, you know, their old age. And I know this is a bit weirdly specific, but like, I feel like as well, like, they had a wedding dress, but it was only ever worn once by them, and then it just sat in a box. It definitely wasn't a, it definitely wasn't somebody who, it definitely wasn't somebody who like had kids and then gave their wedding dress to the kids or anything like that. It's definitely something that's kind of stood in the box, sat in the box. But I definitely feel like they kept it, and I feel like that was a little bit of them as well, like, not like dangerously hoarding, but they did like to keep things and keep hold of them and keep them as their memories. Like, they didn't like to like let go of things, but they didn't like obsessively buy lots of things either. So like, they would have the same thing like all their life, if that makes sense. I'm just going to try and see if I get any messages you need to know about them from them at all. But please do let me know, Sarah, if you understand that. No, this is a, I don't know if you can hear me properly. I don't know if you're out of sync. You might be out of sync. I'm just going to go with this. I'm just going to get any details so you can watch it back later. This was definitely somebody though that kind of counted their pennies, counted their coins, as in they budgeted, they counted all the money that they had. They didn't do it frivolously. Like, they knew exactly how much money they had in. Like, they'd be like, okay, I need to pay this to this person, this to this person, this to this person, and they had it all. They had it all like billed out to the penny sort of thing, to the cent sort of thing. They had it all like counted out to the individual price. They knew exactly how much money they should have in their pocket at all times. So this was a very careful person. I do feel like there's a message coming through generally is that they kind of lived their life a lot in the shade, a lot in the quiet, a lot in the dark. And I feel like a lot of their day-to-day was like serving others, but like as in like they were there for their husband and so forth, or were there for other people in their life, and they made sure they were okay, they were taken care of. And they don't really want that for you, because I feel like, particularly with a husband mechanic here, they don't want you to end up being like them, that they did everything for their husband to make their husband happy, or their romantic partner happy, kind of thing. They don't really want you to go down that same route. They want you to have the freedom more to kind of focus on what you want, and focus on building up your own little world, because I feel like they didn't really build up the world that they deserved because of that. Like, they kind of really kind of avoided it a lot. But this is a very gentle spirit though, and I feel like they are sending their love and their compassion for you, but they were a very gentle person, very quiet person, kind of hid away a lot. So I feel like that's all I've got for you. But please do let me know if it resonates though. I'm going to move on to the next lot of people. So please do a shout me in chat if you'd like a free mediumship reading. Sometimes people do go out of sync a little bit. So please do check that you're not out of sync with it. Alejandro, can I come to you, please? It is just whoever I get drawn to. Alejandro, sorry. Hello, Aberisha. Anya? Yeah, I'm just doing whoever I get drawn to, so I'm really sorry if I haven't got drawn to you yet. I'm just getting whoever I get something like picking up on, because it's usually a better sign. If I get something picking up on somebody straight away, it's a better sign because it usually means that somebody's there waiting to talk. So what I'm getting drawn to right now is basically a compass. So you imagine like a compass, like you've got like I'm just going to move that out of the way a second. Like if you imagine like you've got a compass and you've got like the little bit that points north. This person is like twisting it around. It's showing me somebody like twisting it around, trying to focus on north. And I do feel like this is metaphoric. Like this isn't like literal, like them literally having a compass and trying to find north. This is you, like you are trying to find your North Star. You're trying to find your north right now. And I do feel like you've been asking for them to come through. Like you've been literally like calling out to them. Not necessarily by name, but you've been calling out to them saying like, where do I go next? What is the next direction I need to take? What is my next North Star? Like you've been looking for that. Please let me know if this resonates though, if you understand this. But they are trying to help guide you. It's almost like if you imagine if you was like literally trying to look for north on the compass, like spirit is literally helping you to move your hand towards the right direction. So spirit is literally trying to kind of guide you towards the right direction. I do feel like there is this little bit of you're getting the intuitive nudges. This almost like feels like in the physical world as well. So like you're going about your day and you're being told. I almost feel like this isn't like even the specific person I'm getting right now isn't even a person in your life. It's more of a spirit guide. But I do feel like there's other people around that are going to come in as well. It's almost like the people that are like more family members have kind of made a bit of room for the spirit guide to come in to kind of give this kind of push because it's more important. And I feel like that you've kind of been ignoring these because you'll get this intuitive nudges. You'll be like told, well, maybe you should try this. Maybe I should try this. And a little bit part of you's like, no, I'm not really sure if it's a good idea. I'm not really sure if I should. So there's a little bit of like they're giving you this board of saying go in this direction, and then you're going, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't. Like, do start listening to them because they are giving you this guidance, and you're just letting it kind of roll away a little bit. I do want to say as well, like, you're going to have to do a little bit of cleansing out. And by this I mean like cleansing out of negative thoughts, negative thought patterns. So do look into either subliminals or look into meditations, that kind of thing. So like sometimes you can just listen to the subliminals and stuff like that. They'll say like positive things of like, I'm confident, I'm good, like I've got positive thinking. Or even distance Reiki. Like there's a lot of places online that you can go watch distance Reiki. And I feel like that'll help you with that because the issue isn't picking up on the intuitive nudges. It's you're getting the intuitive nudges to go in that direction, but then you're doubting yourself and you're putting a stop to it. And I do feel like it's partly because this is like you heading towards your passion, heading towards what you enjoy in career and life. And when we pursue the difference is when we pursue something we are passionate about, there is more fear attached to it, ironically, because if we fail, we feel like we're never going to have our dreams. Whereas if we fail at something we don't really care about, who cares? It's like a mentality of like, if you apply for a job and it's working at a supermarket and you don't really care about it, if you don't get the job, you don't really care. But if you apply for a job like doing art, and you really love art and it's going to be your dream job and you don't get it, you're crushed. So there is this kind of mentality that we do have more fear when we do kind of go after what we want. It causes more fear because we have this kind of fear around what went on and how things went, you know. So there is that fear attached to it. Sarah Beth, I'm gonna have to sort her out in a second, but like, you're gonna it's right after your reading. But yeah, so I feel like in general that they are trying to help you be aware of that they already are giving these intuitive nudges, but you're just not trusting it due to emotions, due to this fear. I'm going to try and see if I get anything specific though. So straight away I got drawn to like this here. I can't remember the name of the stone. But there's a lot of like jewelry that's made out of it, like Native American jewelry and jewelry in general. And I do feel like, I'm going to put it on a larger screen so you can see. I do feel like whoever this was had like a blue stone like this. Like, it's more like the Native American kind of ones, that kind of thing. Please do let me know if you can take it. But I feel like whoever had this had like some jewelry with a stone like this in it. And I feel like it was quite precious to them, because I don't feel like they stereotypically like were mad about jewelry. Like, yes, they did wear it occasionally. I do feel like they occasionally like they enjoyed it, but yeah, I feel like that this is this person, like, it's almost, I do feel like it was a lady. But I feel like it's like stereotypically a lot of people would wear lots of jewelry and be obsessed with jewelry. Almost like the stereotype of when they were alive. Like there was a lot of stereotype of going, I wear this jewelry and everybody else must be obsessed with jewelry. And they didn't tend to obsess about the same things that most other women were. They were much more like independent, free thinker, that kind of thing. I feel like it did kind of cause some trouble, some mischievous trouble for them occasionally, because they would just speak their mind. They weren't trying to rebel, they weren't trying to cause problems, but they just said what they felt. They said it like it was. Like in the Black country where I'm from, we have a saying, you call a spade a spade. Like, this person was very straight up, very straight to the point, and they wore something because they liked it. They didn't care about fashion, they didn't care about what other people thought, they didn't care what other people wanted. I do feel like they had like a ring or something though, like I'm getting drawn to like a ring, or possibly even lots of rings on their fingers, but I feel like they wore it because they enjoyed it. They were not a follower of fashion by any means. If anything, they would create fashion for themselves, because I do feel like they like to wear things that they like to wear. It wasn't like they didn't care about the clothes they wore, but I definitely feel like they wore what they wanted. They didn't care about trying to stay on trend, should I say. Like, they didn't care about what other people said they should wear. They wore what they like wanted to, and I feel like they did kind of were more of a trendsetter than a trends follower, if you know what I mean. But they definitely weren't the person that would try to like get hooked in all of that. Like, they didn't want to be part of that. They just wanted to kind of have adventures and enjoy themselves and, you know, live their life. They didn't really care about what other people thought of them. And please let me know though if you can take this though. But I feel like they're coming in like with this loving energy, but with this like adventurous energy. And I feel like they're coming in almost like to spur you on. I definitely feel like this is a family member, but I don't feel like this is a grandmother or anything like that. I do definitely feel like they were older when they died. Definitely not like young, but always young at heart. Always young at heart, always a little bit more cantankerous, that kind of thing. Yeah, I don't feel like it was like a wedding ring. I feel like it was just a ring, like as in rings. Like kind of hand. I don't feel like it was like necessarily like a wedding ring or anything like that. But I'm not getting exactly who it was. Like, I feel like they just had like rings, like lots of rings. But I feel like the reason why they're coming in right now is more to do with how they kind of how you continue to break the cycle for yourself, Alejandra. I feel like this is like you needing to break the cycle for yourself, and they were a good cycle breaker. And I feel like this is why this person's coming in around you right now, is to help you break the cycles in your life, help you to be a bit more of a trendsetter rather than like following anybody else. And this is particularly true with like you following your own intuition, because like we were saying before, with the more of the spirit guide coming in, they wanted to help to guide you towards where you needed to go and help you to understand the fact that you've been asking for help towards the North Star, but they've already been giving you those nudges. It's just you've been doubting yourself too much and ignoring them because of it. Alright, I hope that helps you out, Alejandro. I hope it gives you some clarity though. But I definitely feel like there's definitely a lot of like family members around you, or families in spirit around you, trying to help you through this. But it's more to do with like how you kind of get the messages through, like how you trust in the messages that you're going through. So if anyone else wants a reading, please just shout me in chat for the mediumship one. Yeah, I'm really sorry about the Sarah breath. I think it was a little bit confusion, because I think you were a little bit out of like sync with the reading, with the live stream. Sometimes it does happen if you click off and click again on the video. It sometimes does miss up the sync. Like it goes from like the previous point you were watching, not from like where the live stream is, if that makes sense. So you can end up like losing part of the stream. So I'm doing free mediumship today. Tarot is paid. So, but if you do want to pay question, let me know. I keep on getting drawn heavily to this right now, which is the aventurine stone, which I always see for like money and finances. I do feel like there is a lot of like I almost want to say like it's like a dam. Like with most people's finances, it's like a dam. Like you're getting a trickle of like money coming in, but it's almost like the dam is about to break. I don't feel like it's yet though. Like next 6 months to a year, that's when things will start to improve. It's just like a dam right now. It's just building up and building up. The pressure is building up. So, hello there, pretty one. Hello there, Cheryl. Disha, can I come to you, please? Oh, no problem, Sarah. So, I've got like this woman and a man, but I'm getting drawn more heavily to the man. I do feel like the man was a bit of a perfectionist here. Like they liked everything perfect. Like, you know, like if they had papers, they would carefully line them up, make sure they're in place properly. If they had pens, they would make sure those were in place properly, all perfectly lined up, all perfectly in their place. That kind of thing. A little bit of a perfectionist, this male was. They show me like this watch, like a timepiece, like it feels more like a pocket watch kind of thing, but they're just looking at the time, and I feel like the main thing is like they would never like to be late. They would always like to be on time. They would always like to be in the right direction. They would always like to be in the right time. But please let me know, dear show, if you can understand this person. But this is definitely a male. I feel like they do have a female attached to them, like interlinked with them. I feel like either the wife or like a romantic partner, that kind of thing, like close connection. But I feel like they definitely kind of were kind of a person that kind of went over decisions over and over again, trying to decide them. Are very methodical. They weren't indecisive though, very methodical. This is definitely somebody who would like dress smart, dress well, always be on time, always making it kind of coming off a bit like a little bit cold, a little bit rigid. Like this is definitely a male that came off quite rigid. Whereas I feel like the female that's attached to them was much more gentler, much more fun. Not fun, like I don't feel like they ran off and like did crazy things or anything like that, but they almost like the man in this did the stereotypical like, I went out, I got everything organised, I went out, made the money, I organised things, and then the lady would do all the like loving basically. Very much like the womanly figure here basically kind of made it into a home. Like they were very loving, they kind of like shared their love, they shared their affection. And I feel like there was a lot of caring there, whereas like the male could be quite harsh sometimes. I do feel like this is like further back than like grandmother or grandfather. This is almost like great-grandfather, great-grandmother, that kind of thing. And I almost feel like there was a little bit of to and fro with this, of feeling like they were very cold. I don't feel like they were intentionally cold though. This is almost like this person was finding it difficult to kind of really open up and be vulnerable like that. Like they found it difficult to be vulnerable. So I don't feel like their intentions were to be cold. But I feel like it was kind of more of a harsh life that they led. So it was a bit like you don't have as much time to kind of do fondness and do like adventure, that kind of thing. And I feel like it's almost like when we talk about like generational wounds, sometimes that does pass down to children, and I feel like their children also got that. Yeah, and I feel like their children ended up acting like that a little bit, like they were harsh as well. Not as harsh, but I feel like it did, like the expectations of that's how people were. Like the man was more serious and the woman did like the loving. Like that kind of stereotype kind of fulfilled back to the next generation. It filtered down. I do feel like that's a little bit of a regret here with the man. Like they wish they'd kind of been able to show their love a little bit more, so then future generations would have also been able to. But I don't feel like it was the done thing for them. Like it wasn't normal to kind of show your vulnerabilities like that. It wasn't normal to show your love like that. But I kind of feel like they wish that they did now. They are coming in though to try and give love and shelter to you. But I feel like it's more to kind of give you an understanding of that's why their kids were like that, is because it was the way that they're raised, and that it's kind of very difficult to break that cycle. It's very difficult to move past that. It's very difficult to kind of go against tradition. And it's not because like they intentionally are afraid to. It's more to do with the fact that you just think that's how you should behave. So I feel like their children just acted like that because that's how they thought that they should behave, because their parents were like that. Emotion would definitely kind of very shut off, very shunned away. And the harshness was more because they had a difficult life, and they wanted to provide, and they wanted to prepare the kids for the future, and they wanted to prepare things going forward. It was kind of difficult for them to really kind of push on and push forward. But definitely see it as they're bringing their love in here though, and they're trying to bring that in understanding to you as well, of saying, look, we have love for you and our children have love for you, but they didn't know how to express it because for us it was the norm. Not expressing it was the norm. Being harsh was the norm, that kind of thing. Alright, I hope that helps you out, Disha. I'm going to probably log off in a second because I am starting to get a little bit tired. I'm really sorry I haven't managed to get round to you, but I am going to try and do these again tomorrow, and I'm going to try and do these more regularly as well. Yeah, I do feel like it was like great-grandfather. I don't feel like it was grandfather, but I feel like it was more great-grandfather. Yeah, I do feel like that was generally what they were trying to express, that the reason why their children weren't like that, weren't expressive, weren't able to express their love, is because it's the way they're brought up. Not because they don't have love, they do have love. It's just they were never able to because of that, if that makes sense. It's like generational thing, it's how they were all raised, so they all behave like that. Alright, I hope that helps you out. Like I said, I'm going to try and come on and do some more of these, but I also have some more like tarot readings and more tarot reading in general on my channel as well. So, okay. I hope that helps you out though, and I hope it gives you a little bit of clarity though. Yeah, I hope it gives you a bit of clarity, but yeah, I do feel like it was like quite far in the distance kind of thing. So, alright, please do take care of yourselves everyone, and I will see you again soon.